Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie. The movie I watched is Cowbells, which came out in 2006, which is the year I was born. This movie is 19 years old. Also, the funny thing is the two main characters who are siblings are sisters in real life. Let's get right into the movie. Our main characters, Taylor and Courtney, are really spoiled high schoolers. Their dad owns a dairy factory. Very rich, they make quite a bit of money. They kind of have unlimited budget. Taylor gets her driver's license. Taylor is learning how to drive stick after she gets her license by Jackson, who's a farmer. His dad owns a big farm. They supply a lot of the milk to the Callum Dairy thing. So their dads work together, so they kind of are forced to interact. And she accidentally sinks his truck because she doesn't put the parking brake on. And it rolls into a river and completely sinks. And he's like, "My car! You sunk my car!" And she feels really bad. She's one thing I like about this movie is they're not mean, stuck up mean. They're just ignorant with their privilege, I would say. Then the two girls are cooking because they're okay, we want to cook for dad, blah 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 blah. By the way, their mom is dead, so it's just them and their dad. So they get distracted and they go to the store and they leave the stove on, and then a towel lights on fire and it burns up the kitchen. And then they go home and their dad is like, "What were you guys thinking? You guys are so insane. You guys don't know any responsibility." And then they're like, "What can we do to make it up? We're really sorry." They actually do feel bad, but then he's like, "You guys are gonna work at the dairy farm, the dairy plant factory thing, until you can pay back this stuff." And they're like, "Dad, we don't want to work." So then he's like, "And also I'm going on a trip because my business partner told me that I should go on this trip because I've been looking for this exotic butterfly for a really long time." So he goes, so it's just them. So they have to wake up super early, and then they drive to the dairy factory, and everyone is so mean to them because it's "Oh, you guys are the rich girls. Your dad works here, blah, 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 blah. Your dad owns this place." And they are so mean. Truly so mean. And it's these grown-ass adults being so mean to these, 16-year-olds. And it's pump the brakes, girl. Please pump the brakes. And so they start working. They have, a horrible time. They mess stuff up. They drop one of their phones into a bunch of yogurt and it splatters everywhere. It is really bad. It's really bad. The employees all hate them, which doesn't make sense because it's one, they're kids. Two, that's the boss's kids, so I think you would maybe suck up to them a little bit. Also, they love the dad. The dad's such a great person, so it's why would you be mean to the daughters of a boss you respect and like? So they keep working, and then they're starting to get better at it, have a system and actually do it. They're "Oh my gosh, we're actually kind of killing it." And then they find out that all of the checks bounced for all the employees, so it's "Oh, we have no money left." And then they find out that someone stole all the money, and they're "The dad did and left, that's why he left." And they're "No way, our dad could not do that." So then all the employees threaten to quit until one of the, I think she's floor manager, is "He's done so good, let's just keep working until we can figure this out, whatever." But they're "We're not gonna work unless we have money." Courtney's birthday is coming up and she's gonna have a massive party with a few of her friends, and she has a huge party budget. And Taylor's "Courtney, you should use the money from your party budget to pay these wages until we can until dad gets back and we can figure out what's happening." Because they think that the co-boss, the co-owner, the co-CEO or whatever, is the one who stole the money because he also left. So they're "Okay, it was definitely him who did it, and they sent our dad away so he wouldn't be here whenever this happened." We also meet a French exchange student named Philippe, who Courtney is he's kind of gorge, and he's working at the plant, he's a delivery guy. He has an internship there, so she talks to him and invites him to the party. So she's "I invited him to my party, I can't spend the money." And also her friends are classic rich classist snobs who are "You want us to have chicken at our party? You're poor. You're poor. We're gonna have a seafood buffet." Also, Taylor really likes Jackson. And they have it's one of those will they won't they, because she falls asleep whenever she's supposed to meet him somewhere, and then she's "Crap, I'm sorry I missed you." And then he is upset that he got stood up, but it was a complete accident. And then she goes back and she's "Hey, I'm really sorry." And then she helps a cow give birth, and he's really impressed. It's so funny when she's where she comes by and she's "Oh, I was checking on the cow because it was gonna give birth soon." And he's "You remembered that? That's so crazy." Anyways, Taylor is "I'm just gonna give away Courtney's money without telling Courtney and then because these people need work and we want to keep the dad's factory open because if it closes, everything's going to be spoiled. We're going to lose all of our business, blah, 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 blah. So she gives the money, and then when Courtney finds out, she gets super upset, and she completely ignores Taylor. And Taylor, which makes sense. It's like, you shouldn't give away your sister's money, but Courtney's like, we're kids. We shouldn't be the ones having to deal with this. Like, I want to have my party, and it's like, yeah, but these people will, like, literally lose their houses if you don't give them money. Like, I understand both of their point of views, because, like, Taylor's upset because Courtney's not giving the money, so Taylor gives the money because she cares about these people, because, like, she realizes how much they work, because like she never has had to worry about not having money, or not even not having money, but like not even having to think of money as a finite thing pretty much. So all these other people, she's like, oh, like they're living paycheck to paycheck and they have to get their kids through college and they have to pay bills and get food and stuff. And Courtney isn't necessarily seeing it that way. She's not like cold and callous being like, I don't care about these people, but she's like, it shouldn't be my responsibility. When it's like, I understand that, but it's like, even if something's not your responsibility, you can do something to help, you know? And they go back to work because they still work. Courtney's really upset at Taylor and she's like completely ignoring her. She messes up a thing where she puts the wrong expiration date on the yogurt because she's so mad that she just like puts in the wrong date. So then like they kind of make up because Courtney realizes that Taylor sold her really expensive car that the dad had worked on, that the mom loved before she passed, had sold it to make sure that everyone got enough wages and could buy, because they needed to buy extra milk because they didn't have enough to do some of the orders. So she sold her car and then used all that money to buy enough milk to be able to make enough dairy products. And Courtney's like, oh, like, I feel really bad. You did all this stuff. They need $1,000 more to have enough milk. And Courtney sells the dress that she was going to wear to a really big party with her friends, which is very sweet. And also her friends kick her out of the party because she doesn't have the money anymore. So her friends are like, you can't come poor. Yeah, you're poor. Which it's so crazy. And then she, like, they kind of make up and she's like, I realize that my friends don't even care about me. They just care about my money. So they get everything done. They send everything out. And then they're like at like a party the night that Courtney's party was supposed to be because she was kicked out. And she goes and she hangs out with all the employees and they're having like a really fun like little bash and they're all hanging out. It's so much fun. And then one of the employees gets a call and realizes that all of the dairy products get sent back because they think that they're expired, even though it was Courtney who wrote the wrong date. And then that no one is accepting the purchase and they need current up-to-date like dairy products. So they're like, we have to go back to the factory and redo all this stuff. We don't have enough time, but we can maybe try. And then Courtney and Taylor go to the big birthday bash that our friends are having to try to convince them to help and being like, listen, you guys are rich and I think it would be really great if you guys spent the evening helping us make stuff, which I think is against a lot of health codes, being like letting random people in without any proper training to work on machines and food products, because like I think you need like a food handler's license or something. But anyways, they decide not to go. It's like, no, you're poor, we're not, bye.
It's an amazing rush to give something back.
That's good, because you know what you can give back? The microphone.
They go back to the factory and it's like, we can't bring anyone else, let's just try to do it. And then the dad comes home and then he had gone to the birthday bash because that's where the daughter was supposed to be, but she wasn't there. They explained everything and he was like, oh, let's go help. And then he convinced all of the people from the party to go help. All of them finish up all the dairy products and then they go. Jackson is there, Philippe is there, and then like the two pairs dance and it's very sweet. And the dad's like, I love you guys, I missed you guys, I'm glad I'm home. And then like the very end is showing that it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. It's just it's gonna be very tight. He stole all of our money. The ex co-CEO stole all of the money. So it's like, you guys can't have any more shopping trips. The next morning he's like, oh yeah, I turned off their alarms because I didn't want them to wake up because I worked so hard. And then they're in the back seat ready to go to work. And it's funny because they're like, yeah, like since we can't go shopping, we think it'd be better to work here so we don't have the temptation. Yeah, and that is the end of the movie. I really liked this movie. I watched it with my sister, so that always makes it better because we just kind of laugh and talk throughout the whole thing, which makes it much more fun and enjoyable. And I think that's the way that these types of movies should be watched. It truly makes it so fun. Also, I love the costumes. It's so funny. Courtney always has, so like they have their hairnets. One, they don't wear them right because they have to have their curls out. And then Courtney always has like a tie or something outside of the hairnet. It's so funny. I love it so much. Like the subtle character design is so good. I love it so much. But yeah, that's the end of the movie. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, or else you're gonna have to work at a dairy farm and dairy factory. Okay, bye!